Man City outclassed Manchester United. Sadio Mane picks up a big award. Piatek's heading to the Premier League. There's a transfer roundup and today's great debate all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Froelich, you are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. First off, for last night, Manchester City completely and utterly outclassed Manchester United. So much so that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said it is the worst performance of the season. His now win percentage at Manchester United stands at 27%, which is lower than his win percentage at Cardiff, where he was fired all those years ago. Things aren't looking so good for the Norwegian. As for Man City though, they were just brilliant. In the first half they were 3-0 up and they really didn't have to try too much in the second. In fact, if they put away all their chances, they could have been 5 or 6-0 up by half time. It was a good finish from Rashford to give Manchester United the glimmer of hope, and if you add that to the fact that they won at the Etihad just barely a month ago, maybe there was a result in it for them in the second leg, but I don't really see it happening. Bernardo Silva was on absolute fire as well. There's an unbelievable stat that's come out after the game that in the last 2 matches for Bernardo Silva at Old Trafford, he scored more goals than Jesse Lingard has in the last 2 seasons. An astonishing stat, and people say he's still a top-level footballer. Unbelievable. As we said, it does leave Manchester United with a mountain to climb in the second leg, but for Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola, well, it's eased the pressure just a little bit. There are still the signs there that City are a wonderful footballing side when they're on their game, and even though they're miles behind Liverpool in the title race and the Champions League is looking very difficult with their tie against Real Madrid, there is still some hope for Guardiola staying beyond the end of the season. But moving on from that and to Sadio Mane, who deservedly so picked up the Best African Player of the Year award last night. He beat fellow teammate Mo Salah, who'd won it the previous 2 years, and Manchester City winger Riyad Mahrez, who actually had a stunning game against Manchester United, but less about that. As for Sadio Mane, 2019 was just scintillating. He was up there with the likes of Messi and Van Dijk when it came to a discussion about winning the Ballon d'Or, and I think after picking up the African Player of the Year award, if he has another year like that in 2020, he'll surely be in that conversation for the Ballon d'Or again come December. What he has done for Liverpool is last year obviously helped them to the Champions League. He had a brilliant season, including joint winning the Golden Boot in the Premier League as well, and he started this season probably even better, being Liverpool's most important player as they have gained that ridiculous lead at the top of the Premier League. I do feel a little bit harsh for Riyad Mahrez because, after all, it's the African Footballer of the Year, and after all, Riyad Mahrez won everything domestically. Yes, he didn't win the Champions League, but he also won the African Cup of Nations. His Algeria side actually beat Sadio Mane Senegal in the final, so maybe he could feel a little bit hard done by not picking up the award. Anyway, moving on and to some transfer news now, and it's rather a shocking developing story that Aston Villa are going to buy a big striker from AC Milan. This is pretty much unheard of, probably all the way back to when Aston Villa were a massive side in the 70s and 80s. But anyway, the Polish forward Piatek could be moving to Villa Park for as little as £25 million. This is because things haven't been going so well at AC Milan. We all know the story of him last season. He moved to Genoa, scored 19 in 21, moved to AC last January, scored 11 in 21, and was on fire. This season, though, only a paltry 4 goals for him, and it looks like his time may be up, especially considering the fact that Zlatan Ibrahimovic has just rejoined AC Milan. They've also got Rafael Leao, who could play across the front 3, so maybe Piatek will see this as a chance to move to the Premier League. You're probably thinking, why do Villa need another striker? Well, Wesley, their big money forward signed in the summer, has ruptured his cruciate ligament, so will be out for the rest of the season, if not the start of next season. It's something that Villa are really struggling with, and it's putting the ball in the back of the net. That's when things aren't being ruled out by VAR. Jack Grealish is a brilliant player but can't do it all by himself, and when he's playing the ball forward, he needs to know that someone's going to get on the end of the crosses because the rest of him and the other midfielders just can't do it by themselves. Villa have been literally linked with everyone this transfer window. It seems Batshuayi from Chelsea, also Olivier Giroud, there's De Frel coming in from Roma, and a few other names, but it looks like Piatek is top of the list, and why not? He's 24 years old, definitely has an eye for goal, and if he gets the right service, could help fire Aston Villa to safety and into the mid-table regions. But moving on now to a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news, where Mario Götze is unhappy with the amount of money being offered by Borussia Dortmund, so he may be leaving on a free at the end of the season. West Ham are interested in Norwegian midfielder Sander Berg from Ghent, who was actually linked with Liverpool within the last few months. Ashley Young could be on his way to Inter Milan, and Wilfried Zaha's agent is still trying to sell him to either Chelsea or Spurs, but neither of those clubs are willing to pay Crystal Palace's fee for him of around £80 million. So lastly but not least, we come to this week's great debate. This is where our Onefootball newsroom posed a question to you guys, for which you can see all of their answers in the relevant article in the Onefootball app. But for the comment section in this video. We want to know, what is your favourite commemorative kit? This could be an anniversary kit from any club or just a kit which commemorates all those years gone by. Mine, for me, is difficult, but I'm going to go with last year's AC Milan's 120th anniversary kit. We all know the red and black stripes of AC Milan look pretty smart. Throw a bit of gold on top like they did from Puma with the gold Puma badge, the gold badge of AC Milan, and the sponsor, which didn't look so great. I think you've got a pretty amazing kit. As I mentioned, if they got rid of the sponsor, it'd be even better, but we all know money talks these days in football. So there you have it. Let me know your answer to the great debate and your thoughts on the rest of today's daily news. Whilst you're in the comment section, you can also smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on Onefootball. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.